I switched from these to this. Let me tell you why. Hey, welcome to Laddercam Studio. My name is Damus, aka ProX, and this is your place to be for videography. And today I want to talk to you about why I switched from using SSD cards to using a Cfast card for my Cam E2 M4. So when I got my Cam, I used this for a while and I had it mounted like this or like this or on the other side, but when I did a lot of interviews, I found out that it blocked this right here when where I put my headphone in or the microphone, and yeah, there was a problem because I had to first take this off and then put in the headphone, etc. And on the other side, it blocked the buttons over here, so I couldn't really put it like this, so I had to put it like that. And when I did some handheld shooting, it was in the way and it didn't feel good. So I thought, you know what? I did some productions, I had some money, so I bought a Anglebird 256 gigabytes Cfast card, and as you can see, it's a lot smaller than the SSD card, and it goes inside the Cam, so that's also a big pro. And yeah, if you don't know where the Cfast goes, it goes right here, and you just stick it in like that. Be sure it's on the right side that you stick it in, because else it gets stuck. And you just push it like this, close this, and the Cfast card is installed. So it's a big pro that as you can see, there's a lot more space on the body. It looks nice and clean right now, and you can just rig it out the way you want it. So here's some pros and here's some cons about using a Cfast card for your Cam. First big pro, as I mentioned earlier, is the form. I made my handheld setup, so as you can see, it's nice and clean. There's nothing on the side here, like where my SSD card would be. No, I have to put it somewhere or just find a place to put it, and now it's all nice and clean. As you can see, the Cfast card is in here, so you can just shoot and do your thing with no problems, and it looks nice and clean. So that's the first big pro. Another big pro is, of course, the USB port. It's free again. Before this, when I used the SSD card, I had to plug it in to the USB, and I couldn't use the Crane 3S, the control options on the Crane 3S to control the camera. And now that I use the Cfast card, I could just hook it up to my Crane 3S, and I can use the USB port for other things like my monitor or for whatever, but it's free again, so that's a big pro. Another pro is that the Cfast card is more stable than the SSD cards, and even though I never had issues with using the SSD card, because a lot of people had issues while they had frame drops, etc. I never had a frame drop, but there's always a risk about pulling the cable out if it's not locked correctly. Anything can go wrong, and with the Cfast inside the Cam, there's not a lot that can go wrong when it comes to cables or whatever. So it's safe and it's more stable than using an SSD card, so that's also a big pro. Of course, there's also some cons. The Cfast cards are expensive, and the higher you go, the more expensive it gets. Mine was 265 gigabytes, and I bought it for like 300 something euros. And yeah, the higher you go, the more expensive. Like 1 terabyte is that's like $1,000 or euros. So keep in mind that Cfast cards are expensive. And another con, well, it's the extra expense from my wallet. That's the Cfast card reader. I also bought the Anglebird Cfast card reader because I tried some others with the Anglebird card and it didn't work well. So I bought the Anglebird card reader for like 80 euros. I know you can download straight from the Cam, but I use the Cfast card reader to download the files. So it's a bit of a con because you have to do some extra expenses to buy a Cfast card reader just to get your files safe. The last con is that you have to buy the right card for your Ccam, because if you buy a too slow Cfast card, you can get frame drops or get a slow record error or whatever. And if you buy the cheaper ones, then it doesn't really work the way you want it. When you do slow motion, when you do high frame rates, it can just drop at any moment because it can't handle the speed. So you need a good one, and I did some research, and the Anglebird came out really well. I asked some colleagues about it, and they also use the Anglebird. So I also use the Anglebird Cfast cards, and yeah, that's the only con, that you have to do your research and see what Cfast card fits your camera. Of course, everything got pros and cons, as you know, but I love working with the Cfast. I just have to keep in mind that I only got one Cfast card, so I have to invest in one more or a bigger one. And if I do high frame rates, then I need to watch my time limits, because the higher frames you go, the less time you have on your Cfast card to record on. So but other than that, I love the Cfast card, and I don't want to go back to the SSD card because most of my shoots are around 80 to 100 gigabytes, so it works as long as you don't do the highest frame rates or the zero or whatever. A Cfast card of 265 gigabytes, that's good. 500 gigs would be much better, but hey, it's all about the money. So if you have any questions or anything to say, just put it down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Peace.